Well, the word on the street is it might snow here a little bit later. We'll have to see about that. Well, talking about snow, huh? Well, I was in town the other day and I took a left turn in Old Daff here and I got a pretty heavy grinding noise. Actually a little surprised that I made it home, but I did. So I'm going to pull some fluid out of her and see if it's all glistening. And boy, it is cold. It's got to be like 20 degrees in here. And we're going to just see what we're going to find. So if you look back about a little over a year ago, you'll see where I rebuilt this differential, but it was pretty much a lost cause at that point. So I'm lucky to have gotten any time out of it at all. Just put a couple of bearings in it, tried to figure some things out, and so I don't know what I'm going to do. This is oh boy, it's slow to come on. So I could just measure off that, couldn't I? Why don't you do that, smarty? I'm going to not only pull some fluid, I'm going to take some measurements, and in case I got to get another axle. One of the things you may or may not know was that I could not get bearings for this that fit, so I had to kind of meatball it a little bit, and I looked at some footage. I don't know what I'm going to do. I used Dana 45 with a 6-bolt pattern. Well, we'll see what we can do. We're going to get the ratios. Well, I'm going to try the spin it one time method and spin it 10 times method. So let's get some of this. Oh, we got to go get some tape to mark the tires with. So we'll see how that goes. We'll do it from underneath here. Well, let's do it with me here. Boy, God, I don't like it out here. I mean, I don't mind cold, but really. I mean, it's cold. All right, this is test number 1. I got everything off the ground here. So the deal is, if you move one of these, I could have swept this out, huh? If you move one of these in the direction of travel, why are you so hard? I think that might be a bad sign. See, the other one doesn't move. So that means that this is an open axle. Okay, step 1, I knew that already, but I just kind of wanted to say that on this thing here. Okay, you've seen this on enough other things, but I got this. I got my whiteout mark right there. See, there's my whiteout right there. It's right there, and I got my piece of tape right here. So we're going to count how many times this goes around in one rotation. Okay. So there's onesies. I think the brakes might be just a mite tight here. So there's one rotation, and we've got maybe one and a little bit, one and maybe 1.6, 1.7. Well, let's do the 10 times thing and see what I get. Okay, I'm going to need both hands to move this wheel. Okay, I just put a piece of tape here and made the mark. So we've gone around 10 times. Trust me on that. I just didn't mark it. There's 10 times right there. Okay. So we got 15, 5, 10, 15.4. So it's right there about at 1 or 2 o'clock. So right about there. So somewhere in there. So that's the shaft, that's the wheel. We're going to let this sucker down, and then we're going to go in and make some coffee or something. Okay, I don't drink hot tea. It makes me go too much. Let me get the distance here, and let's get this. It's a U.S. patent 201-8188. Okay, and it's a C30147. C30147. It is a Dana 45 246 810 bolt. Perches are right about there. It bolts underneath, of course. Let me get the overall length of the axle. I'm not going to turn it off because it's so cold. The camera's acting up a little bit. So I wonder what the diameter of the axle shaft is. Okay, so it's I would say 57 inches. It's easy to remember because it's a 57. Oh, it's a 57 model. So okay, I don't have to write it down because I'm talking it. Okay, 57 inches across there. Oh yeah, I was going to go do that. Let me get the diameter of the shaft. Okay, let's get this up here. Let's do it on it don't matter. The shaft is, or the tube is 2 3/4. I would go with that. 2 3/4 is about right. Okay, let's do it again. I had to mess with it a little bit. Let's make sure I'm gonna zero it out. Yeah, 2 3/4. We're zeroed out. Okay. Well, let's pull some fluid out and put it in this little thing here, and we'll see what's going on. I got a bad feeling, but we'll see in a minute. I gotta tell you, there's nothing like having the right tools for the job here. So, okay, we gotta remember it's saddle. Well, I think you get to keep this part, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it comes with the yoke. If I can get a U-joint to do it. Now, I definitely can't do this with both hands. With one hand, I mean. Let's just see what comes out of it. And try not to spill it all over my crotch here. You don't want your crotch smelling bad. You gotta watch that. Okay. When you take things off like these plugs, don't dripped on me. It wasn't this. Okay. Okay. That looks pretty bad. I can see it. It's mighty shimmery. Let's get it back up in there good. Luckily I got that red shirt sitting back there. I noticed something on the videos too from a year ago was the you can see where this thing, where it blew apart a long time ago, because there's some teeth missing on this thing, and you can see where they kind of shrapneled out here. Let me just tighten this up before I forget. Okay, well, let's take a look at it. Well, there doesn't, let me get my hand through the lariat there. Let's get out of here. Well, it's glistening, but there's no big hunks of shrapnel in there. It's shiny, maybe. just dirty. Don't know why it's so dirty in just a year. Well, I'm gonna change it, I guess. It just doesn't seem to be anything. We'll get some more out of it, I guess, and let it sit and see what happens overnight. So that yellow works out good because you can see when you got a leak. What am I gonna dump that in? I think it holds wood. It was quart and something. I don't remember. Let's go get something. I know what. We'll just sort of let it drain over into this thing, and then we'll let it sit overnight. Okay, well that's about all the recon I can do right now. I was expecting big pieces of metal. Now the shutter could have been from the gearbox, I don't know. But I sure don't want to spend $1,000 on a differential, or a whole axle, I should say. So I sure put a lot of work into that thing. I had a bunch of welding and all kinds of stuff. So we'll see how it goes. All right, let me let this drain. We'll let it drain, sit for a while, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Part one. Oil looked mighty thick, but that's the way gear oil is when it's 20 degrees, I guess. Okay, so I did it wrong. At least I'm going to fess up about it. I was not measuring the bolt pattern. Come on, stop it. Oh, this has that thing on the bottom you can push, which I like. Okay, so from there to there is, oh, just goodness gracious. Anyway, you measure from center to center on the opposing lugs. Let's see what I get here, you lug. All right. Looks like 5 1/4. Is that a thing? Yeah, that's what I got, 5 1/4. So don't breaking your neck that way. Okay. I think I remember that now that I've done it. But you know, most of the wheels I deal with only have one bolt like that, so I don't really think about it much. So that's just a single knockoff there. So I already changed clothes and everything. All right, but I got to know. So look at this. This was an oil pump. Hadn't been out here very long. Shame, but it was shot. Well, they get rusty when they don't got no oil in them. I had to go down there again because it's not 5 1/4, it's 5 1/2. So it's 5 1/2, 6 on 5 1/2, I think they call it. So that's the bolt pattern I need. That one around time don't work too good. But the 10 times around showing the 15.4 ends up being 30. You multiply that by 2 and you get 30.8, and then you move the decimal over, divide by 10, or whatever you do. So it's a 308. And I was watching this cat.
Counted, you got 15 and about 0.4, okay? So 15 times around, plus if you looked at it like a clock, right now that's sitting about 4 o'clock. So if you do the math, you basically double that number on that. So that would be 30.8. And you just divide it by 10, which would be a 308 gear ratio.
Yay! So now I know. So I understand that to be real common. And I'm going to watch the rest of this cat, but I can't believe I got the exact same thing. So now I kind of know what to ask for. If I move forward, I don't know what to do now that I didn't find any real problems. I guess I got to take it back up and kind of mess with the gears and see if there's any slop anywhere. It was just too dang cold. And that's why I was just getting off on everything. Just everything was off. It was off, and so I just decided to pack it up. And we'll post this one. So give us a thumbs up, kind of for fun. glad to have that old footage from 14, 15 months ago to see what I did. I don't know. I don't know if the rumble. I don't know where the rumble came from, but it seemed to be fine coming home. But I do have to keep in mind that there are teeth missing off the ring gear from when the bolt fell out of the ring gear that held it on, and it was all that shrapnel up in there, and you could see where it blew out so hard and all that other stuff. But I don't know. Dang, things are tough, aren't they? All right, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for sharing some time with me. See if it snows later. Man, heat's on. I don't usually do that. I didn't know birds would do that. These are mourning doves, of course. And look at them just standing right out on the ice. Well, I haven't said much this morning. Oh, there they go. That was pretty cool. I'm glad I didn't see one fall through. I think that one right there in the middle of the screen. I think, there goes Miss Hawk. I wonder who she's going after today. Yeah, they just walk right out on the ice. Glad they don't fall through. Oh, she's going to go look for something over there, I guess. Yeah, there must have been 30 or 40 of them out there earlier. I think one went out there and then the other ones went out. Very interesting. It's 20, but it has been like in the mid to lower teens overnight, so I think they're safe out there. Well, what do you know? It's a little after 5 o'clock and it is snowing. Look down here first, yeah. You can see it right there. Yep, it's snowing. It's kind of a rare thing for these parts. It's real hard to see. It's real fine. But there it is. I don't know if you can see that at all. Well, we'll give it a little time. Maybe they'll get bigger flakes or something. 2 times this year.